Good. Have a good day. You're dismissed. Goodbye. Hey, hello. Happy Thursday. Um, Coming live to you today on some things that I think that are important. There are people that I respect in this 1A community, and lackluster being one of those people. He just released a video that really caught my attention as far as what police officers continue to get away with. And there's no way possible that you can get an attorney to take this because there's no meat on those bones for them. For some reason they don't want it, and they're just downright despicable when it comes down to it, you know? We don't understand the law the way they do. We understand it as the victims. See, we being the victims of this, we're always going to understand it because we're the ones that has to subdue the endure the embarrassment, the overreach, the the gaslighting, the corrosive tactics, the disrespect, the disdain, etc., etc., etc. And you just get sick of it. It's really. Oh, hey, Press with Rancor, how you doing? I'm on my smaller channel today, so I'm sure they're on those the clout chasing ones, and that's fine. I'm not hating. Let it be. I just appreciate the ones that I do have, and I'm just having a open dialogue type of thing here. Um, Even if you wanted to come up, I might even put a link out there to talk about this. But I'm gonna play this video, okay? Of course, in fair use. Um, Lacklusters did several of mine. No, yeah, I hear you, buddy. Damn it, man. Anyway, ooh, I put the wrong one up. Let me put this one up. Of course, sometimes, I'm a train wreck, but that's okay. Um, I see this as, like I said, these are just learning. We're learning together when we see these things, and when this happens to people, this video right here that Lack just released, it's crazy. Yeah. I hear you. They come and go. That's okay. I ain't tripping. I love you, brother. Thanks for being here. Um, so let's pay attention to this real quick. Let's watch this moron real quick. I believe this is a Connecticut state trooper or Maryland. I forget, but the supreme law of the land is really the dictation of what this officer's purview or state trooper's purview is and how he operates. Listen to this crap.
I'm gonna grab the firearm, okay?
Why?
Because I have to run it.
I did not give you
Okay.
consent to enter my vehicle.
Okay.
Put it back where it's supposed to go. There's no reason for all this.
I don't like this guy at all, bro.
Open.
Now, what you just seen there, yeah, you've seen it right. You've seen it right. The moron reaches into his vehicle, right? He reaches into his vehicle and then he redresses them and he's like, "Oh, Okay, let me just put this back. Wait a minute. I'm really surprised he did that. I mean, I've never seen him like concede that quick. Um, he's obviously a pig in training. That's wanting to be a professional because you see the one stripe there. That means he's just under. He's in training to be a corporal. And he's a petty officer. You know, he's and he has intentions on going in command in the future. So I forget exactly what that is, but understanding this right here is you know what? I'm gonna let some of this video play out. Let's let some of this video play out. We'll just go and let this play out again.
And in plain view when Maryland State Trooper Smalls pulled over Tim for his vehicle's tint.
There you go, Maryland State Trooper.
Rolling your window all the way down for me?
How can I help you?
You mind rolling your window all the way down for me? All right, I'm Chief Small with the Maryland State Police. My ID number 7676. Just let you know everything's been off your visual record, okay?
Okay.
Snell, I see your firearm. Just don't reach for the firearm, okay? Got your driver's license and registration card. The reason I stopped you is for the tint on the windshield, okay?
Okay.
Another pretextual stop.
Can't have any tint on the windshield past that AS1 line on 5 inches down, whichever one comes first. Got a Maryland carry permit?
Yes, sir.
Now, right there, he shouldn't even have asked for that. He didn't. I mean, what if he just said, "I don't answer questions"? What do you think would have happened? He would have escalated it. So he answered it. And look what happens when he answers it.
An officer can conduct visual searches of what is in.
Let me just fast forward just a little bit because
If you mind, I'm just gonna open the door for a second, okay?
What?
Just open the door.
if you don't mind, I'm just gonna open the door. Listen to this crap.
Grab the firearm, okay?
Why?
Just because I have to run it just to make sure, okay? You have any-
I just gotta run it just to make sure, right? So right here, let me take this down real quick and bring the law up. All right. This is what, again, a lot of people don't understand Terry versus Ohio and how it pertains to the violation that this officer just committed and threw us a bone, right? Because the plain view doctrine was open, right? But he eased his suspicion, right, when he gave him the concealed carry card. So what reason would he have to believe that that gun is not registered? What reasonable articulable suspicion does he have to believe that that may not be registered and he may be committing a crime? There is none. It's impossible to come up with it. Anything, reasonable. Anyway, there's all kinds of unreasonable issues, but I'm talking about reasonable, right? You see it right here? 1996, the Supreme Court ruled that a pretextual traffic stops do not violate the Fourth Amendment right against unreasonable search and seizure. However, the Fourth Amendment affirms that police officers must have probable cause or reasonable suspicion of a crime that has been committed to stop and search the vehicle. So that being what it is, right? The state trooper pulled him over. He said he didn't talk about the 10 all the way around him. He said the 10 on the windshield. That's what he needs to stick to. Because the gun, he's seen that. It was in plain view. What did he do? What did he do? I mean, right seconds later, what did he ask for? And what did he get? What did he get? Here, let's watch it again.
Any other firearms in the vehicle that you know about?
No, but that's it's a violation, right?
Say it again.
You coming in my vehicle is a violation. You know that, right?
I'm just letting you know I'm running the serial number on the firearm.
What
okay?
what for?
Just to make sure it aligns with the permit, okay?
That's not how that rolls. I mean, that would be the equivalence, serious guys, that would be the equivalence of the officer having no suspicion to believe that the car is not stolen, him having all the paperwork right, and then going beyond and telling him to pop the hood so he can look at the serial numbers on the hood when he has everything that lines up that makes him believe, any reasonable person believe, that this person and this property belongs to him, and it's been registered properly, it's been documented properly, he has all the right credentials for it. What would make this officer suspicious of anything? He eased his suspicion as soon as he gave him the concealed carry permit. Because they passed it in the Maryland, you can open carry, and it's the same as concealed carry. They can't stop you just because they see a gun, unless they believe you committed a crime. You understand that? So just for the mere being armed, you cannot stop me and ask me about that gun unless you believe that I committed a crime with that gun, or that I'm not supposed to have it, or being an ex-convict and say, hey, what are you doing with that gun? That's a totally different situation. This guy's lawful and legal, and he don't know him from Adam, straight up. So what we have here is these small issues where they make it gigantic because they're egos. And Professor Rancor, the way you told me your story and what they've done to you, and the stuff that you're enduring right now is ridiculous. It's just over authority and perceived authority in a pissing contest. Let's go on.
And make sure it's registered to you. Okay.
And you think
that's not reasonable, ladies and gentlemen?
It's legal and lawful.
Yes, sir. Are you the registered owner of the firearm?
I am.
Okay.
Right. That's what, and I have.
And here's another thing. I'm going to keep stopping these because never, as far as the people listening to me, never, ever allow a police officer to answer a question that you already know the answer to, because he doesn't care what you know or what you believe or how smart you are. Never ask that question. Do you know that you're violating my rights? Not to him, because he's in good faith. You got to peel the onion. What you got to do is say, here's the law, quote the law, and tell them where's the reasonable suspicion. Peel that onion away, layer by layer. That's how you get rid of his qualified immunity. Moving on.
The ID and it.
This guy, probably watched a bunch of us, and he has probably been watching Lackluster for a long time and seen a bunch of crazy guys like me, like the rest of us, and went with it. Hey, Rod, how you doing, bud? Good to see you, man. Who's that? 4bet 20 bluffs. What's up? Oh man, you ain't right. Anyway, here we go.
Right, but if I don't know the serial number on the firearm, then I can't say that this is the firearm that you're carrying.
Trooper Smalls is obviously new, or has been taught that he can arbitrarily run the serial numbers of someone's firearm just because it exists. However, if a gun is not germane to an investigation, the officer has no right to run the serial number, as is the case here, and doing so would amount to an unlawful search and seizure and an unnecessary extension of the traffic stop. Fortunately, it appears the trooper second guesses his mistake and tries to self-correct.
You pulled me over for tint. That has nothing to do with this. You're going outside of the scope of the pullover. You pulled me over for tint.
Say it again?
You're going outside of the scope for what you pulled me over. You pulled me over for tint,
right,
then you write me a ticket for tint.
Correct.
I showed you that I'm legally and lawfully able to do that. You opened my door, which is already a violation.
Well, I thought
yeah, he should articulate that. He needs to say Fourth Amendment violation.
But that the door automatically.
The Supreme Court, for some reason, and their so-called properness and their decorum and quorum, for some reason, if you don't say I'm inserting my Fifth Amendment right instead of saying I'm going to remain silent, if you say I'm just going to remain silent, they can actually take that right away from you and say, well, you didn't insert it because you didn't say it. I mean, that's ridiculous. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I've seen case law on it. I'm sure you guys have too. If you haven't, Google it. You'll see it.
Open when I reached for it. I thought that you pushed something inside the door.
I did not.
Yeah, listen to the dope fiend move too. Listen to hey, press. Check this out, bro. Listen to this dope fiend move he comes up with. His excuse, deflecting. Listen to this. I thought you opened the door and let me in.
Correct.
I showed you that I'm legally and lawfully.
Watch this. This is stupid.
Pulled me over for tint.
Say it again.
You're going outside of the scope for what you pulled me over. You pulled me.
See, when he was turning to the left, looking like this way, look right here. When he was turning to the left, right. Where was it? When he turned his head and was looking the other way.
Extension.
Where was that? He heard him the first time. He was just trying to think of an excuse. Right there. You see that? He's trying to buy time right there to think of the dumbest. I mean, this is one of the dumbest comebacks I've ever heard.
You're going outside of the scope of the pullover. You pulled me over for tint.
Say it again.
You're going outside of the scope for what you pulled me over. You pulled me over for tint,
Right,
then you write me a ticket for tint.
Correct.
I showed you that I'm legally and lawfully able to do that. You opened my door, which is already a violation.
Well, I thought that the door automatically opened when I reached for it. I thought that you pushed something inside the door.
I did not.
I thought the door opened by itself. I got the. Oh my God, man. This guy's a child, man. Can you guys believe that? That's some dumbass crap right there, boy. Remember what he said? Here, let's think about what he said here. Listen to what he says right here. If you don't mind, listen.
If you mind, I'm just gonna open the door for a second, okay?
I'm gonna open the door for a second, but then right here, it's a totally different situation. Listen.
Okay.
And you think that's legal and lawful?
Yes, sir. Are you
For
the
you to do
registered owner
that.
of the firearm?
I am.
Okay.
Right. That's what, and I have the ID and it.
Right, but if I don't know the serial number on the firearm, then I can't say that this is the firearm that you're carrying.
Trooper Smalls is obviously new, or has been taught that he can arbitrarily run the serial numbers of someone's firearm just because it exists. However, if a gun is not germane to an investigation, the officer has no right to run the serial number, as is the case here, and doing so would amount to an unlawful search and seizure and an unnecessary extension of the traffic stop. Fortunately, it appears the trooper second guesses his mistake and tries to self-correct.
You pulled me over for tint. That has nothing to do with this. You're going outside of the scope of the pullover. You pulled me over for tint.
Say it again.
You're going outside of the scope for what you pulled me over. You pulled me over for tint,
Right,
then you write me a ticket for tint.
Correct.
I showed you that I'm legally and lawfully able to do that. You opened my door, which is already a violation.
Well, I thought that the door automatically opened when I reached for it. I thought that you pushed something inside the door.
I did not. I did not give you
Okay.
consent to enter my vehicle.
Okay, my apologies. I thought that when the
No,
doorknob opened,
no,
that you opened it up for me.
that's
Get it.
incorrect.
Okay.
That's a
You see how I'm turning redder in a match? Y'all, I'm serious. I'm embarrassed for him. If you, for some reason, are the officer that I'm talking about, if you ever see this video, you are the dumbest person I have ever heard respond in that manner. You tried, no, man. That's like a dope theme move. Got caught with a crack pipe, man. Oh my god.
Violation, I'm
I
telling
got
you. You know what I'm saying? You're
Okay.
not supposed to come in my vehicle.
All
The
right. Are
Fourth
you
Amendment.
okay with me running your serial number?
You have no
No.
reason to do that. You
Okay,
pulled me over
no
for
problem.
tent, sir.
There's no
So I'm
reasonable
gonna put the
suspicion.
firearm back. Are you okay with me?
Yes.
Open your door.
Now you can and put.
See, they're trying. Look, this guy's a thief. I'm gonna tell you this right now. This man right here is a road pirate and he's a thief. He's used to people letting him do that, and they confiscate guns if they're not registered and they'll write you a ticket for it. So it's a double whammy. They get you for the ticket and they confiscate your gun, and you probably won't get it back. You'll have to pay more getting it back. You probably go buy a brand new one for the same amount. It is just, yeah, fully automatic, Rob. Fully automatic, homie. You know what I'm saying? That stuff is just stupid, dude. I can't believe
Put it back where it's supposed to go. There's no reason for all this.
With Trooper Smalls returning the firearm to its original location, it would be nearly impossible to argue that its seizure was for officer safety. Unfortunately for
Jonathan?
Tim, however, this wouldn't be the end of the issue.
Jonathan, have you seen this one yet?
All right. What type of firearm is that?
That's a Glock.
It's a gun.
Boy, he just won't get off it. He has no reasonable suspicion.
Glock. What model is it?
What is going on?
You see how red I
I
am?
understand
I mean,
that
I'm
this is a
embarrassed for
violation.
this guy.
Please write me a ticket
Okay.
for the tent. This is all outside.
This is a natural response right here. This is an organic, natural response that's coming out of me because I know how wrong this guy is. And he says, "Oh, I thought this was an automatic door that just opened by itself. I'm just going to help myself." I thought you pushed a button and the door opened. When he turned around, it's when he's on camera saying, "I'm gonna go ahead and open his door and grab that if you don't mind." Oh,
The scope of anything to
I
do
needed
with
a
this.
good
Well,
one for the day.
just because I did
Right.
see the firearm. Okay.
Correct.
Why I'm on my
I can
smaller channels
run
today,
the
you know what
firearm
I'm
just to
saying?
see and make sure it is a
Funny
registered firearm.
guys.
Very basic reasoning would deduce that this statement is
For the people that know him, look, let's get a big picture of him. Look. For the people that know this guy right here, look at the face. He's like, he got caught with his pants down, guys. Straight up caught with his pants down, for sure. Yeah, I know. Serious. He knows he made the mistake. But now because he knows now, see, this is what happens to us a lot in the 1A community. When we do actually assert our rights, right? And we actually do redress the issue and say, look, man, I'm not gonna let you get away with that. What you're doing right now is just wrong. And you shouldn't be doing this to people, right? And you're trying to reasonably tell him, look, I don't have anything to worry about because everything I have, I've earned and I've paid for it. So there's no reason for me to get all about it, and start cussing him out and all that stuff. I'm just gonna sue you. So that's the outcome of this. And again, that's where Terry versus Ohio actually threw us a bone because before all they needed was that unarticulable hunch, and he would have been spread out all over the freaking. He would have went to jail. They would have been gaslit on 5 or 6 charges, all because the guy got butthurt. You know what I mean? And he's gonna walk away like uh, uh, a Louisiana whore that didn't get paid. That just got slapped and robbed for that backside, if you understand what I'm saying. A free ride.
false. It would be akin to noticing a person lawfully carrying a firearm in public. If the firearm is not involved in or related to criminal activity, a trooper could not simply walk up to the person and demand the serial number just to check it.
I did.
And that's a fact because there's no reasonable suspicion of anything. It's out in the open. This guy is, and the law says he can do that.
Right.
see the firearm, okay?
Correct.
I can run the firearm just to see and make sure it is a registered firearm.
Only if you committed or you believe that I committed a crime with it, or you have firsthand knowledge that you've seen me before and you've ran. So for an example, say like if he's pulled me over before, let's pretend this is me, all right, and let's pretend that I'm not petitioning the Sixth Circuit right now for my gun rights back. Let's say I get him right, okay? Let's say I get it right, and then they see Wolby with his pistols now because he's got his gun rights back, right? So they that would give them probable cause the first time. That would give them probable cause, right? For that department. And you know what? I know you ain't supposed to have it. Look, give me that. I'm gonna run this. Oh, you are. Oh, you got a card. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna run this just in case, because I don't know, man. We don't see this too often. People getting their rights back like this. So and that's how that occurs. Okay, and when that's broke down, him seeing me again, doing it again, right? Because the last time he did it, the firearm wasn't registered. I just happened to have a carry permit for another, maybe it was a six shooter, right? And I just bought this one and I didn't register it yet, you know? So if that's the case, then he would have a little bit of probable cause to believe that it's possible that that gun may not be registered because the person didn't register it. You see what I'm saying? You got to have first-hand knowledge of this type of pattern behavior.
And that's what you're saying.
Yes.
That's legally and lawfully what
Yes.
you able to do. You're not working outside the color of law.
No.
Okay.
Because it is visible. It's not like you're concealing the
He's
firearm.
lying.
I'm-
That's
The
a
firearm
lie.
is visible, okay?
That is a lie.
Correct.
Do you understand the...
It's a concealed and open carry. It's both.
Okay.
It's a CCW, but it's also it's a firearm permit. I can have that in Maryland.
Okay.
I can holster it.
Mhm.
It has a holster on it. I can holster it
Right.
concealed or open.
You hear that? Made plenty of sense right there. I can conceal it and holster it. And it's written by the legislators. It's constitutional law, right? And you cannot ask me if you don't have first-hand knowledge of me or knowing who I am, you can't come and ask me if that's legal or not. I could tell you I don't want to answer questions. But as y'all say, power does what it wants, man. Jonathan, their require is that they're dumb and they follow orders, and he's a perfect candidate. Oh yeah. That's why he's got that first strike. Press. Yep. They all do. They're all like that. Exactly. Um, and I'm just like I said, I'm just coming out here talking tonight. I haven't been out here in a while on these channels, and I'm gonna start building these channels again because they're good for guys that really want to come together and you know be optimistic that there are people in the 1A that are not trying to get you to give me watch time or get you to subscribe to me just because it's somewhere for us to come and hang out and actually talk about these things. And if you guys want to, I will put a here. It's Here you go. Here's the link. Hit one. It doesn't matter. Hit one of those links, and you can come up and we can bullcrap. But um, uh, it's just somewhere to come and hang out and talk about stuff like this. And if you have any videos you want to see and like discuss, and let's look up the law on it, because I don't practice law, but I have no problems reading it for myself and giving you my opinion and what I think. It being an educated opinion because I did study law inside the big house. I guess that delegitimates it. Where the brand came from was Jackson Prison. Ooh, big whippy. I guess that makes everything. I guess because I did the deed and paid doing a 5-year bit. I guess that means that when I tell a bank robber being a bank robber and doing time for bank robbery, telling you, I got a law degree while I was in there, and I'm telling you that's against the law, and you don't want to do it because you'll end up doing time. And them saying, nah, what you're saying is bull. You're full of crap. That's the equivalence of it. They delegitimize it. And it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. All right, so I'm gonna go back to this video.
It's both.
I got you. All right, just hang tight for me. I'll be right back with you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So he goes.
The vehicle is a security company that you work for.
Correct.
Okay. No problem. All right, just hang tight.
Trooper Smalls returns to his cruiser to write the citation and calls for a second unit. Trooper Barlow responds shortly after and immediately dons his gloves and unnecessarily escalates the encounter.
All right, can you put that window down for me?
It's so
It's
sad.
down.
Sir?
Huh? It's down. I can hear you.
All right. How do you open this? Sir, I'm Trooper
I
Barlow,
got
State
you,
Police
brother.
Station. My body cameras on.
I didn't
Uh-huh.
expect that you would.
The fact that you have a firearm in the car
I just
and
wanna-
you're doing all of this puts us on the
You're doing all this. You see what's going on inside that trooper's mind? Let's come up with a name for that. How about without cussing? Scatter. No, let's cut. There's some. I need to come up with one. Like, a cat goes crazy on catnip. Their brain just goes scatter f. What's a better name for it, guys? That's what's going on inside his. He's in all this. He's triggered, man. Look at it. Dude's triggered.
I can holster it.
Mhm.
It has a holster on it.
Is a security company.
Smalls returns to his cruiser to write the citation and calls for a second unit. Trooper Barlow responds shortly after and immediately dons his gloves and unnecessarily escalates the encounter.
All right, can you put that window down for me?
It's down.
Sir?
Huh? It's down. I can hear you.
All right. How do you open this? Sir, I'm Trooper Barlow, State Police
What do you mean? How do you open it?
Station. My body cameras on.
He's probably in one of those cars where it goes in and you can't open it. Them are pretty cool. Yeah.
The fact that you have a firearm in the car and you're doing all of this puts
Zoomies,
us on
yeah.
ease, okay? So the only thing we want to do is just check the firearm registration, just make sure it's good to go. Okay, that's all it is. Nothing else to it.
That's a violation. And yeah, I know you're qualified immunities, all that.
All right, so if you mind opening up the door so I can get the firearm.
The only way that we can get away with this anymore is to literally put his D in the dirt, take off, go to another jurisdiction and turn yourself in, and literally beat the case with Mobley versus State. Because he's a wrongdoer, and that's how you put a stop to it. I mean, I would say this guy is dangerous, and he has probably taken. I'll bet you he's a rapist or a murderer or a kidnapper. Either way, he's dangerous. He's already committed man acts. All right. So if he would be the example that we had to make, so be it. I don't call for violence on police officers at all, but this is straight violence that they're putting on us. The threat of violence, This guy wants to open the door. This guy wants to pull this guy out because he's butthurt because he's right. And because old boy didn't do it a certain way, and he didn't bring up officer safety, and he said, "For my safety, I'm gonna hold on to this because it is in plain sight. I don't need you snatching and grabbing around." He could have done that and got away with it, and it would have been more appropriate than how he did the first time.
There's no legal reason for you to touch my firearm. He already violated me.
That she got the permit and everything,
right?
But it still gives us ground to check the firearm.
No, it don't.
Under what law? What's that?
Sorry?
Under what law?
So it gives us probable cause to check to make sure everything's good. Can you open up the door, sir?
So you have probable.
Can you open the door, sir?
You have probable cause to
Sir,
check my firearm.
Unlock the door.
Do you realize I'm recording you, right?
Can you unlock the door, sir?
Do you hear me?
I cannot hear you because the window's up and it's not out here.
I'm recording you.
So am I.
And you're trying to violate.
Remember, guys, all three of these men are African Americans. So it's not a white guy and two black guys overcompensating because of what's been happening for the past 100 years in policing,
Violate my rights right now.
It's not violating rights, sir.
Yes, you are.
No, it's not.
You have no reason to touch a firearm. He pulled me over for window tint.
Okay.
From behind me, first off.
Yep.
So
he got windows all around, right? Exactly. So
he said front windshield tint.
But see, what I'm trying to say is you would have to be a sacrificial lamb. Exactly, you would have to go to jail. Of course you're going to get treated, but now you're getting extradited back to that. You could fight extradition too. You're just going to have to stay in jail, Fight it on its merits. All you're doing is standing your ground and acting out your beliefs. And if you do that, how do you think Turner versus Driver, how do you think that happened? What do you think Turner did? Do you know black people like him get shot for doing stuff like that at the time he was doing that? That's a fact. He put his life on the line. He put his life on the line for us to do what we're doing today. And I respect that brother, man. I really do. I got nothing but love for him, man.
I can't see through it, all right?
So
front windshield tint when I was on my previous stop.
And so, okay, so you pull me over for tint, then you write me a ticket for the tint. This stop has nothing to do with the firearm. You can't turn this into something it's not. You're extending the stop.
The stop is not extending, okay?
It will be.
And we have grounds to verify.
What'd you say? There is an active case like that that's going on right now where a black guy was racially profiled, a Hispanic cop, and he killed the cop, and now he is still fighting the manslaughter. Well, racially profiling, what did he do when he racially profiled? Did he just give him a ticket, or did he violate his Fourth Amendment right and open up the door and get him out of the car and do all that other stuff? What happened? What did he endure? Because this cop literally opened up a door because of a pretextual stop of tinted windows, and probable cause is a lesser expectation. The greater expectation is reasonable articulable suspicion. What suspicion did he have to believe that that gun was not registered? Whereat, what was reasonable? Nothing. There's nothing at that time. He would have been better off going with officer safety, and you know it as well as I do. Yeah, but what was the reason that the cop was using? I'm asking you, press with Rancor, my brother, what was in that case? What they charge him with before he did all that? What was the pretextual issue when he racially profiled? Because they racially profile all kinds of people, and they still articulate a CI. why you're thinking of that.
That it is a registered firearm.
I mean, if you want to drop the link, you're a mod. Drop that link and I'll play it.
I'll hand you the firearm under duress and under threat of arrest, and your qualified immunity is going to be stripped.
He should have peeled it a little better than that. You do understand Maryland law says that in Maryland state law, because it's in everybody's state law, that they have to have reasonable suspicion because of Terry versus Ohio. There's another one that goes back in the 1940s, 1950s, I think it is, or 1956, where they actually that led up to Terry versus Ohio, that gave these men that were on the Supreme Court at that time to actually give us a bone by saying, okay, we don't have to have probable cause and unarticulable hunch anymore. We can't go off of that no more. You have to actually give me and verbalize and articulate it. So, that way you can debate whether it's reasonable or not, you see? And some people, they go on. And I'm just curious how they racially profiled this guy. Are you looking at Up Press, or is that all you got to say about it?
Just realize that you guys are doing this under the color of law, and it's not lawful. It's not lawful.
You're a wrongdoer.
No, not.
I'm making a bigger thing than it needs to be.
Do you understand? I own a security company, and I understand how the law works.
Firearms are always not traced and not tracked, right? So that's what all we're trying to do is make sure everything.
First off, I have a Second Amendment right to own my firearm.
Okay.
I have a Maryland permit that's valid. You checked it.
Okay,
he has
a Maryland permit. That doesn't mean that firearm is registered. So if you open up this door so I can verify that registration of that firearm, we could go about our business.
I understand that.
If you open the door so I can verify that firearm.
I'm not. He already violated me once. Came in my car without consent.
Sir.
What?
Open the door.
Under a threat of arrest.
Open the door.
Under threat of arrest.
Open the door.
And I'm going to sue you in open court. You're going to be defendant. What's your name and badge number?
Open the door.
Name and badge number?
I'll give you all that when you open the door, because I told you who I am when I walked up to you.
Ah, yes. Nothing says de-escalation like using 24 syllables to refuse to identify yourself as a law enforcement officer.
No, this video is actually getting on my nerves. I don't even want to watch it no more, because it's just. I used it as an example to, have the conversation to talk about why it is so hard to get the justice that we all deserve. Everybody deserves justice. That's what the country's built upon. And if you don't understand that, being a cop, man, go jump off a cliff somewhere. Get out of here. You're not a cop. Quit acting that way, man. So what if you think somebody's rich? So what if you think somebody's narcissistic? I'm assuming that these black cops, seeing this black, you do know that door gives me an indicator of what kind of money this guy is spending, because the handles disappeared. He's like, where's the handle? Remember that? So that car is one of those cars that's got a lot of extra. So this guy's a well-talking, sounds like he's a conservative, knows a little constitutional law, owns a company, he's got money. Maybe they're a little jealous. Maybe that's why they push the issue. I don't know. But it gets old. You know what I mean? Anyway, if there's no more about it, I'm just gonna go ahead and bounce, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave this up and let people watch it, because we need to get people hanging out like we used to. We used to have 15, 20 people in here at one time, and this one. So let's start doing that again, and we could start having discussions and conversations, and because I don't worry about trolls no more. Trolls don't bother me at all. Anyway, okay, guys, have a great night. I'm back quiet right now. Show.